And now it's time for a breakdown. I got 2 hand breakdowns for today. Um, Made me think of it because I made a post how I'm down 6K in flips in my last few sessions. And one of the posts, I put it in a Poker Dads group. And it was actually meant to be a positive post. I wrote something like, I'm down 6K in flips this week, but it's my daughter's first day of school, so I'm happy. And I put some pictures of my daughter going to school. And this guy, Peter Moore, I don't even think I'm friends with him. He must be a member of the Poker Dads group. But he made a comment in another group, where a girl said I was a very bad player. And, then he made another comment saying how I'm down 6K in flips or something. So anyway, the point of me mentioning this is people ask me all the time, how come I'm not a professional poker player anymore? And that's definitely leads towards one of the reasons. The poker environment, while sometimes it's very fun, other times it's just a very negative environment. I mean, there's people that want to see you do badly. And in the company that I work for, we all are helpful to each other for the most part, and we're all succeeding together. So it's a very positive environment, and there's an attitude of success and an attitude of making money, and we're all doing well together. So I really like the atmosphere where I work, and I plan on keeping the job for many years. That being said, I do plan on making a lot of money from poker, so I'll go over some of the flips where I lost money last night, because those are the most recent ones. So, the first one that comes to mind is I had ace-king offsuit. I limped in under the gun, and normally I would come in for a raise, but the reason why I limped in under the gun this time is because I had recently limped with some other hands, and they kind of worked out, and I was forced to show my cards in those hands. So in this hand, I wanted to kind of mix it up because it was a very different type of hand. So I limped in for $10 with ace-king offsuit. One of my poker friends, he made a smaller than usual raise to $40. And normally I wouldn't think anything of this other than the raise that he made was smaller than usual. Almost like he's enticing someone to re-raise him. But ace-king offsuit is too strong to care what he has at this point and do anything other than 3-bet. So I made a smaller than usual 3-bet to kind of induce him to re-raise, and I'm kind of hoping he does not have aces at this point, because he's not the type of person that I would fold ace-king to anyway. So my mentality is I'm probably getting my whole stack in, because his range is much wider than the normal person's range. So I end up 3-betting him to $90. He ends up 4-betting me to $300. And at this point, I know he does have a real hand, although the speed with which he raised it leads me to believe that he did not have aces. He was not trying to play tricky at all. He wasn't trying to do any funny stuff. So just from experience, I knew he didn't have aces. I've played with him a lot over the last few months. So the only thing that I can do to feel good about myself is play the hand the way that I think it should be properly be played. So I decided to 5-bet to effectively all in. I decided to pick the number 1300. I had about $1,600, but I knew he was either folding or shoving. So he ended up shoving. I called. He had pocket jacks. I had ace-king. I lost that one. That one was a little bit more than a $3,200 pot. 1,600 and change, so maybe a $3,300 pot. So lost that one. Let's see, another hand that I played, Jay again, different hand. He raised to $40 in early position. The guy right next to him, who played a lot of hands and was always in the hand anytime Jay raised, he called the $40, and I decided to 3-bet to $140. And let's see, I 3-bet to $140 from the button. I had pocket jacks, no jack of diamonds. Let's see, the guy in the small blind called the $140. Jay called the 140, and the guy that's in every hand, he called the 140. So now there is 280, 560 in the pot before the flop. The flop was 10-9-7 with 2 diamonds. So now I have an overpair and a gut shot. And I would really like to know if I have the best hand or not. Very curious. The small blind decides to check. That's a good sign. Jay decides to check. That is a very good sign because, like I said earlier, his range of hands is very wide. And with 560 in the pot, if he had anything, he would fire at it. He might even go all in. The guy that plays every hand, he decides to bet $200. So that's a very good sign because that's kind of an undersized bet. And I don't think he's protecting his hand with a set. I mean, he might have a set or something like that. But I just got the feeling his hand was on the weak side. I've played with him a lot. He's another guy I've played with a lot. So I had an idea that I might actually have the best hand. He might have something like Jack 10 offsuit, Queen 10 offsuit, and he might even have something worse, like just an 8 or something like that. So at this point, I was pretty comfortable that Jacks were the best hand. I asked him how much he had, and he had exactly 900, not counting the white chips. And so I decided that that was the amount that I was going to bet. I bet $900. I had more behind, so someone could have jammed over the top of me. But in this case, I would have called it off with a probable 6-outer. So let's see. The small blind folded, Jay folded. The guy that plays every hand, he ended up calling. He ended up having ace, queen of diamonds. So it was essentially a coin flip. And we flipped our cards over, and he hit a diamond right away. So I lost that one. So that was down another $1,000 on top of the 16 or 1700 I played against Jay. So just in those 2 hands, that was in a round or 2. Lost those 2 flips. Overall, I've been, for the last week or so, I've been running definitely below average. I got some Sklansky dollars in the bank, but on these 2 particular hands, I would say I have 0 Sklansky dollars because they were both coin flips, so I don't get any credit for that. Yeah, so I lost them, so we will see. I can't play poker tonight because I have to go work super early on Tuesday morning. So next time I'll be playing is probably Tuesday night. We are having a little trouble getting the 10-20 game started, so if anyone out there is interested in playing 10-20, I'd love to get the 10-20 game started, and I would love to, even at Encore on the weekends, I'd love to get the 10-20 game started on Saturday nights, and especially all day Sundays. That would be awesome. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the hand breakdowns. I don't usually go over hands anymore. I am thinking of starting a 10-20 no limit challenge. I've had enough of these heads up challenges because I feel like everyone just wants to challenge me just for ego purposes. But I actually want to play poker to win money, and I'm thinking of kind of documenting maybe like a 25 session challenge, me and Ray, and we'll go over our results for 25 sessions of 10-20 in a row. This might fall through just because it's hard to get the game started, so we'll see. I'm going to talk about it with Ray today. Let me know if you guys are interested. That's actually how we started the channel. We did the 1-2 challenge and the 2-5 challenge and the 5-10 challenge. So that was a lot of fun. So I think it would be fun and profitable to do a 10-20 challenge. So I will talk to you guys later. Please stay positive, stay happy. Let's make the poker environment fun, and let's build each other up. Let's make each other better players instead of ripping each other down. I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun. Bye.